Okay, you've seen the chords. You know that the microphone is going to be used to pick up the sound, or you may end up using the connection from the back of your keyboard to get into the computer. Let's talk about getting connected now into the computer. It seems like it could be really complicated and difficult, and it doesn't have to be, and it usually isn't. However, I'm going to be talking to a number of you that are Mac users. I'm going to be talking to a number of you users that have your own PC laptops. Some of you may have the last keyboard that the school handed down and decided to put it into your classroom, and it may not even have anything but Windows 98 at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and explore a couple options on how to get the sound from the keyboards, from the microphone, into the computer. And so we're going to just explore a couple events here. First of all, the simplest, most universal way that PCs connect sound into the computer is with a device called a sound card. Now, a sound card is the thing that if you ever have a headphone that you connect up from your computer, you have that little mini stereo cable that you plug in and you can listen to your music. The sound card is what allows music to go out of your computer and allows you to get music into the computer. And it uses one of these stereo mini cords. Now hopefully we'll be able to see this. This is a PC, and if he can focus in here, you'll see those two plugins. Right here, if you see this thing that looks like a little headphone, that's how you hook your headphones or a cord to go into speakers or whatever. That gets the music out of the computer. This one over here has a little thing that looks like a microphone. That's how you get the sound into the computer. Now, we're going to take a look in just a second at another computer that looks a little bit different from this, but it's similar. For those of you with desktop PCs, quite often you'll see three separate plugins. Here again we have the headphone icon, which means this is where the sound is going to come out. Here we have two separate things. One, the bottom one, if you look real carefully, that looks kind of like a microphone, and that's truly what it is. For inputting a microphone, this is the input here. And here, this one here, this is what we call a line in. This is a stronger signal, and we'll talk much more about this particular plugin because this is the one I'm going to recommend we use. The line in is the place where we will plug in a keyboard if we're wanting to interface the keyboard directly in from the sequences. And this is also where we will plug in a mixer. And you're going, what's a mixer? Well, I'm going to tell you what a mixer is coming up next. I'm now going to talk a little bit about how to get the sound from the keyboards into the computer. Now, I'd like to tell you that there's only one way to do it, and this is the way to do it, but I'm going to discuss a couple ways that we can get the sound into the computer. Part of the reason why I've got to give you a couple options is that some of the older computers have different capabilities. Mac have different capabilities, and some of the newer computers have different capabilities. So what I'm going to try and do is cover all the bases as best I can. First of all, the good news, if you have a really computer, more than likely the sound card that we're going to be plugging into sounds pretty good. If, however, you have an older computer, sound cards sometimes can sound bad. If you have a computer that was made by your tech department, they may have said, well, there's no need to have sound cards in school, and you may not even have a sound card. So if that's the case, then we will have one other option that we'll discuss in a little bit. But right now what I'm going to do is discuss the easiest way of getting your computer and your keyboard to talk to each other. Okay, what we're going to do, first of all, is use a cord that has the same mini stereo These are really common to get. It's a mini stereo to mini stereo, or if you can find one that is a mini stereo to the larger 1/4-inch stereo, this is what we have to do. We have to go from this size to this size, either using an adapter or having a cord that has these two particular ends. Okay, this end is where we're going to plug in into the headphone output of the keyboard. This end is where we will place the plug into the microphone or line. Actually, it'd be the line input of the computer. Okay. Now my computer sees I only have one plug-in. I don't have the microphone and line input. As soon as I plug that in, my computer says, there's a device. What is it? And it has the choice of either being a line in or a microphone in. The difference between these two, it's not like one speaks German, the other speaks French. It has to do with levels. Microphones produce a very small current, and line-in signals, such as what the keyboard is a much louder sound, and so in order to keep the sound card from getting distorted from having the signal be too loud, it offers both a line in and a mic in. The microphone in is a much more sensitive input, and it's very easy to get distortion with there. So we're going to choose line in, or if you have your desktop computer, you will plug that into the line in plug on your computer. Okay, I have now interfaced the computer and the keyboard for a sequence recording.